Welcome back to Brush Country Monsters. In this episode, we're going to join Josh Kinser, the marketing director for Big & J Long Range Attractants. He's coming to the Johnson Ranch in Central Texas. Afterwards, we're going to go to their property in South Texas. Stay tuned for more Brush Country Monsters.
McWhorter Custom Rifles presents Brush Country Monsters.
This week, we're going to take Josh Kinser, the marketing director for Big & J Long Range Attractants and Swagger. We're going to take him to the Johnson Ranch, and it was going to be kind of cool because Rodney is such a proponent of the Big & J. He's had over a year to watch it work, and to have those two together as the marketing director and a satisfied customer, it was going to be a lot of fun. Hello, Josh Kinser.
How's it going?
All right, doing good. How's the trip?
Good, good.
This is the kind of 5 o'clock traffic I like.
I know.
I'm backing it off and you're in my way. Big & J is a product that is a deer attractant. It's got an aroma that brings the deer in to you, but it also is good for the deer. They can eat it all year long, and if you're managing a herd and not going to shoot a deer for 2 or 3 years, he's getting a lot of benefit from that product. And it also will bring deer from the other property that they're not using it, they're gonna get a whiff of it and then they're gonna come to your property. Big & J is not only a product that helps bring deer closer so you can kill them, it's also a product that is good for them. They're gonna get the nutrition they need to grow bigger bone and be a healthier animal.
You don't mind if I just shoot in the prone off the Swagger or see?
No, I don't care. I do.
We see how it's going.
That's fine. And,
like to train as you fight.
And no, that's I hear you.
Unless you got a shooting bench out there.
No, if you wanna lean up against that post,
yeah,
and just use the Swagger, that'd be great. That's what you're here for.
Leaning against this post will be probably pretty. But what?
What I was going to tell you about the McWhorter. The Swagger makes it that much more deadly.
Yeah.
But this particular rifle is mine. It's a 7mm STW, and it has never been on the range that it shot 2 bullets that did not touch. Do not be the first one.
Great, fantastic.
There should be 4 good targets, so pick the one you want. Make sure the top turret is on 200. These guys have great products that is really easy for BCM to promote because they really, really work. The Swagger has really helped the accuracy of this rifle, so. That's a little cooler this morning than we thought it was going to be.
I know.
The cows are greeting us this morning.
Hopefully the deer are as active as the cows are.
Oh, I think they will be. It's been kind of warm, and this is the first really kind of decent morning we've had. It's supposed to get a little colder after you leave, but we're going to make the best of what we got. So we're not going far from here, so let's go get in the blind and see what we can do.
Sounds good.
This deer that Josh is going to be hunting this week is a mainframe 8 point that is bigger than most. He's a great deer that we call a management buck, but by no means is he a small buck or something that would be inferior.
Something like that.
He's a great deer to go after, and we have him patterned just behind the house from a pop-up blind that we know he's going to be there. The first morning we get in the blind and it is just breaking daylight, and it is an epic morning. It's foggy, it's picturesque, and we have one of the biggest bucks that we have on the ranch out in front of us, and we get some awesome footage of it.
Brush Country Monsters is brought to you by McWhorter Custom Rifles, the most accurate hunting rifles in the world. Yeti Coolers, built for the wild. Safari Club International Foundation, first for wildlife. Hoff Power Auto and Outdoor Stores, over 50 years in Central Texas, and we couldn't have stuck around this long if we were steering you wrong. Chupacabra Rub, shake it, rub it, love it. And Surge Pro, the best yield-enhancing foliar fertilizer on the market. Brush Country Monsters is brought to you by Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue, real Texas barbecue. Swarovski Optique, see the unseen. Burger Bullets, shoot better, shoot burger. Hart Rifle Barrels, unparalleled performance, handcrafted one at a time. And John Burrell's High Adventure Company, the finest collection of big game wing shooting and sport fishing destinations in the world.
We're enjoying watching this deer, and finally the fog starts to lift and it gets up, and we have other deer out there, and finally we see the deer we're after. We watch him for a while, trying to see if maybe something better will come in, but this, at the end of the day, this is the deer that we were targeting, and so I told Josh if that's the deer he liked, he could take him. Josh decides he's going to shoot this deer. He gets the swagger set up, he gets everything in order, and he takes his time and he makes the perfect shot. That took care of it. Very nice shot. As we both hack. We needed to do that. We've been so quiet so long. Nice deer, man.
Well,
and he was smack jab in the middle of that Big and J, wasn't he?
He was. That was cool. I thought we'd lost him.
Yeah, when he broke that one time, I don't know what it was behind us, but they weren't looking at us. They were looking behind us and beyond us. So something got their attention back there.
And personally, I like shooting like this because then I can lock my, floating elbow down. But I just bent the legs back up under here, and it allowed me to, track and move.
Right.
And if I had my legs down in front of me every time I had to move,
I would have to pick them up, right? Congratulations. That's a great
Oh,
8
thank
point.
you.
Great 8 point. He's mature. He was the most mature deer we had out there. He's got a little flare on each end of his main beams, but let's go take a look at him. We get out of the pop-up and we walk up to this deer, and it's a gorgeous deer. And as a lot of the deer do when we're on the Johnson Ranch, he fell right smack dab in the middle of the Big and J. One thing about this hunt, Rodney and Josh hit it off immediately. Josh had a product that Rodney really liked, and Rodney really used a lot of it, and he was interested in talking to Josh about it. So anytime we weren't hunting or shooting, those two were talking about the Big and J and how good it was.
Brush Country Monsters is brought to you by Big & J Long Range Attractants. The aroma is super strong, the range is super long. Revolution Safe Company, inspired by Pendleton. Rotating gun management made simple. Borden Accuracy, makers of the Rimrock, Alpine, and Timberline custom actions. Swagger, the bipod with moves. And New Breed Archery. No hype, just hunt.
Hey Rodney, so they told me last year you were a little worried about our snake oil coming out here.
You heard about my comment, did you? Honestly, yeah. When Lamar first brought your product out here, I was going, okay, here's another something to try, another one of these deer hunting products. I put it out. I mean, and trail cam pictures can't lie. A day or two later, I had deer all over the stuff. I mean, I put out the B-square, deadly dust on top of it, and not little deer, big deer. I had some of the biggest deer on the ranch immediately eating it. So yes, I'm not gonna say I called it snake oil, but I had some hesitation. I also will eat my crow.
Well,
I will eat my crow, it works. It really does.
Well, we're glad, I mean, y'all are having so much success with it. And I really think the biggest difference between, our product and a lot of others is one, two big differences. The smell and the attractability. I mean, when you open that bag,
Yes.
you can smell it,
Yes, sir.
a deer can smell it.
Yes.
We have 5 PhD ruminant nutritionists on staff, and what we really focus on is the digestibility.
There's obviously something more to it because they keep coming back. When I've got these guys coming in here, we put it out and we usually get a deer harvested on it.
Well, I appreciate you having me out. And
enjoyed having you out here.
Good
It's
meeting
nice. Yeah, likewise. And yes, I had some hesitations, but I'll eat my crow and walk away. It
all's
worked.
well, it ends well.
Yes, sir. It works. Thank you.
Thank you.
Josh Kinser had a great time at our ranch, and now it was time to go to their personal lease in South Texas. Well, another successful hunt at the Johnson Ranch. What's new, right? That was a great deer that Josh got. Now we're going down to South Texas to go to his place, see what he's got in store for us.
All right, when I get out here to put the Big and J, you can just sit right there and then we'll go hide the truck, okay? We've got some game management to do on the ranch. The bucks have been rutting a long time, and I've got my 3-year-old. Do you see the icicles on the camera?
Yeah, but I can't get through the camera.
All right.
These managed properties, they have the MLD permit, and this was the very last 3 days of the season, and those deer were back in the brush and back in their routines.
We caught some pictures of some big bucks moving in and out of here, and they've kind of gone through their secondary rut. So we know they're gonna be coming to feed a whole lot. We're gonna put out where we've got some of these trail cameras just on trails, some to die for.
I want to help you do cards.
Okay. It's got all the good stuff we have in BB squared, all the nutrition, all the protein, the fat, the minerals, but it's also got some sweet corn. And that sweet corn's got a real high energy, real nice sugary taste for them. And they're gonna come and pound it right now, try to put on weight, because some of these mature bucks have lost 50 pounds after running does for, over 60 days.
You know, Alan, one of the unique features that Swarovski offers is the ability to go to their website, input some variables, and have a custom yardage turret cut for the ballistics of your rifle. What information does someone need to be able to do this?
You know, Seth, we do this on about all our rifles. You know, we go to ballistic turret scopes, we test all of them, we get the average speed, we get the G1 ballistic coefficient, and of course the weight of the bullet we're going to use. And then we find out from our customer what environmentals that he wants the turret cut for, meaning the average temperature and the average altitude. Once we do that, we input all that into the website or just call Swarovski. They send us a turret. When we get the turret back, we verify it on our range out to 600 and sometimes to 1,000 yards if the customer requests that. And that's a service that we offer no additional charge. If you get a Swarovski scope and a turret for us, we get it cut, we test it completely all the way out to 1,000 yards. So our goal is when our customer gets a gun, all he's got to do is go find something big enough to shoot. And that's what we do. These are very simple to install. They're probably a 30-second max to put the turret on. You can get multiple turrets for different environmental circumstances, and so you can be spot on wherever you hunt.
Yeah. So basically, someone needs a chronograph to measure your muzzle velocity, and they need the bullet weight, the ballistic coefficient, environmentals. Go to the website, input the information, a turret comes to you in the mail, use the tool that came with the scope, change it out, and you're ready to go.
Or buy one from us and we'll do it for you.
Yeah.
If you got any questions about how these ballistic turrets work, just give us a call. And that's the On Target Tip of the Week, brought to you by McWhorter Custom Rifles.
And the challenges of hunting with a 3-year-old are aplenty. You can't always apply logic to the wants and needs of a 3-year-old, and you know, everything is exciting to them. They, you know, whether it's a bunny rabbit or a 200-inch buck, the excitement's the same. This was about management and the long-term future of this ranch and this property, and producing good bucks. And part of that's feeding, part of that's protein, and part of that's, you know, keeping your doe numbers down so you have less mouths on this ranch eating, and the better known quality bucks out there breeding. So it'd been a little slow, and we're watching this young 3.5-year-old deer that looked like he had some pretty good potential. He's a little broken up. And while we're watching him and talking about him, it's one of those deer that you walk out and you don't have to evaluate anymore. It's instantly shooter. I mean, he looked like a small cow with a broken back, just dragging his legs out in there, and, you know, put that head down and let that 3-year-old know, get out of here, son. A mature deer like that, I don't care if he's 100 inches or 200 inches, it's awesome. And my 3-year-old doesn't know the difference. You know, we have a 9 to 11-year-old buck. I've got trail cameras all over this place. I don't have one picture of him. Nobody's ever seen this deer. Here he comes out of the brush, head down charging, and first thing he went to was the die for.
Did you get it? Yeah. I want to help you put it in the track. I'm going to put it in the track.
Yeah. You did so. It was kind of interesting this morning. We had deer out, but they were just acting like they were scared. I still think we've got some redneck.
Daddy, last time you saw a doe dancing around?
Yeah. Look at this.
I thought you only had one ant, though.
Look right here. I mean, to me, you know, any mature deer is a trophy, and this is definitely a mature deer. This is an old deer. I don't know what in the world is going on there. Looks like he's had a pretty rough go of it, but this is an extremely old deer.
What's that green thing in the tank?
Oh, was it right here? That's where he's been rubbing on trees. See, they rub on trees and they say, don't come in here. All these are my girlfriends.
Josh got a really nice deer at the Johnson Ranch, and I had a great time at their place in South Texas. Big & J products and the Swagger are quality products that BCM really likes endorsing because they really, really work. Nicely done, Josh. And if you guys haven't tried Big & J, you're missing out. Until next week, always remember, keep God and family first.